Hi guys, welcome to yet another video on Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. I'm playing the Season 11 Necromancer. This is Greater Rift 85 solo. Now, this season is closing to the end, and I thought perhaps I should make a video just to wrap up where I am on this season. Also talk a little bit about the Necromancer DLC because I know some of you may be on the fence still, and I would like to just offer some of my view after playing so much about Necromancer. Just talk a little bit about how I feel about the Necromancer new class as well as the DLC as well. Now, from the progress perspective, I'm using a Rathma set, which is very much the classic Necromancer with a lot of pets and stuff like that. I think Greater Rift 85 is more or less where I can go because I can, 99%, 90%, 99% I could actually complete the map. Not an issue unless the map is really terrible. So it's good enough for me, and I think what I could do is that I could still improve a little bit here and there to just fine-tune on the kill time. I'm not really wanting to go any further because it gets a little bit too stressed up. Just give you some idea, playing Greater Rift 85 at my kind of level, I'm not really expert in Diablo 3. It's very intense compared to say other games like the Path of Exile. Path of Exile is very exciting as well, but because there's a lot of sudden death in Path of Exile, you sort of getting very, very excited, just not quite sure what's going to kill you, or some of the affixes that you are not paying attention and reflect to you, and then you just instant death kind of thing. But Diablo 3 is very intense when it comes to some of these mechanic. Something is very, very hard and so on, and you try your best to stay alive and try to deal the last bit of DPS while still mindful about timing. So it's very, 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 very stressful. And towards the end of the video, depending on how long I'm going to make it, I have some clips on the normal rift as well, which I find it a lot more enjoyable. Alright, now the Necromancer DLC came out just I think a couple of months ago or so. When I started, I actually went to story mode. I got it on day one. So I had Inarius Bone Storm kind of Necromancer, not the best kind of DPS wise, but I kind of like the whole melee kind of feel to it. So I spent around 60 hours in the standard mode just before the season come up. And then after that, when the season comes, I spent about 110 hours on this Necromancer. So all in all, for that $15 of investment, or I pay $15 for the game, the DLC, I spent about 170 hours, and I'm still having a lot of fun blast on that one. So yeah, looking back, I think to me it's worth it, but I can talk a little bit more about Necromancer class itself. Just a bit. So now just to give, this 4 upgrade fail, oops. So just give you a little bit of context of what you're seeing here is that I've managed to get almost all the ancients except the head as well as the glove, but the rest of it is ancient. I've managed to jam up everything to 85 and above, and I've also augmented my 3 ancient to gem level 70, 75 and 80. So they are rather nice, and I'm sort of incubating one of the level 85, 87 gem. I want to hit 88, but it's kind of just as you can see just now, it's kind of hard to get 88. And by the way, that's motor. Good luck. Cool. So just a little bit history on the myself and Diablo 3 is that like many people out there, when Diablo 3 first came out in year 2000, 12 or whatnot, I can't remember. We all sort of got in day one, era 37 and so on, but we still went through and then realized that oops, the Inferno mode is really, really hard. So last time my friend and I and my wife used to make a lot of fun in the social media on just how terrible our loots are, just to compare how bad the loots are and so on. And then of course there was the auction house that I really, really not enjoy because I want to go out and farm gear. I don't want to go to an auction house and buy gear, and I'm compelled to sell gear, which I kind of hate, to check price sell. I know some people like trading. I really don't like trading. I like to just loot and get what I want. So when the Reaper of Soul came out with the Loot 2.0, we sort of like it, but somehow we didn't quite get into it. Only when the anniversary event, the new Trisham kind of thing, with the the pet and so on and so forth, it kind of got us back in the game. Like, okay, it's kind of rather fun, and we picked up our Crusader, and we did quite a fair bit of progress on the Crusader. So I had a lot of fun with the Crusader. Didn't really go too far, but we've learned the mechanic on the way to come. So that is really the background we have. And then Necromancer DLC come. We actually have quite a number of real life friends who really anticipating it. So as you know, these sort of games, when you have friends and to do co-ops, is a lot more fun rather than just playing it solo and try to join some public game. So we sort of didn't really think about Necromancer DLC. At least I didn't, because I was expecting it to be $20. Because knowing Blizzard, I mean, this is it's a money grab for. I mean, it's a really good opportunity for them to make money, right? Because many people are really looking forward to Necromancer. I know many people who waited like 10, 20 years and whatnot for Necromancer, and finally it is there. So I was thinking, well, if it is $20, I may get it. Most likely I'll get it. But when it's $15, to me, it's really no brainer. These days, a lot of games DLC, it is quite a fair bit of money anyway. Cosmetic item and whatnot. When you look at the Necromancer DLC, you have another 4 set of items. I believe 4 set. 1, 2. Is it 4 sets? Yeah, I think 4 sets of items. These are all cosmetic, but it's all there for us to get. So yeah, so we order it and we play it, and I think we end up liking it a lot, the class itself. Now just talk a little bit about what we really like about class, because I think initially when I first played a game, Necromancer, I was actually very kind of worried very initially, because it is really complex as a class on its own. I mean, I play many ARPG, and I found that the Necromancer, if you try to figure out things on your own, right, not just pick up an end game build and mash a button as what they ask you to, it's actually pretty complex, because there are quite a fair bit of resource management there. It's rather tedious, and it's a lot of micro kind of management. Now I've also, after playing Necromancer, I played the Witch Doctor as well, just to compare between the two, and I found that the Witch Doctor, the pet build, is rather relaxing. You have pets running around doing the thing, but here you have to really pay attention to everything that's happening, how to move the pet from A to B, how many mages you can spawn, and so on. So I found that initially I didn't quite get it. I was a bit like, oops, $15 sounds like a waste, because I didn't quite enjoy. And also because I think back then the Tragor kind of build, which is still now, is the highest kind of potential, but I really don't enjoy the kind of high risk, high return, trying to get to all the places, jumping around, grab the elite pet, and then do the Land of the Dead and Cop Lance everything to death. It's not my play style, and I didn't quite enjoy it. But then I'm quite glad that I end up playing 2 builds. One is the Inarius Bone Storm build, which I have played in the standard mode. Very much remind me of my melee, kind of like a Crusader. There's a lot of stun, a lot of utility, apply random curses, and also there's Land of Dead kind of excitement with the Cop Lance to kill the elite and so on. A fair bit of jumping around, so I enjoyed quite a fair bit. Now, but the disadvantage of the Bone Storm kind of Necromancer, at least to me, the melee build, is that at end game is kind of a little bit rough. If I try to survive in the very end game, like beyond 70-ish, right? I think beyond 75 or 80 is going to be really hard. I think that is, at least from my perspective. Second of all is that I don't think the Inarius Bone Storm build is very group friendly, because my wife and I and everyone else who play the Inarius build or the Tragor build, we just jump, skip everywhere in the whole map. So there are classes which, like for example, if I play this Rathma set, it's actually not very like, you know, mobility is not there. I can't really jump from elite pad to elite pad. I have to kill things in between. So it becomes rather not enjoyable for some friends of ours, which I totally can understand. I was just looking at this intense moment there, getting distracted. And then for the season 11, Necromancer has the free kind of like a set, which is Rathma. Now, I did not think I would get into Rathma, but I thought, well, okay, why don't I just give it a try? And oh my goodness, is it not fun? Has it not been fun? It's really, really a lot of like, you know, resource management there, a lot of micromanagement, a lot of things that you could actually move and try to do really, like, you know, good gameplay there, and that is really a lot of fun factor, at least to me, from the from the Rathma point of view. The timing is very important when to pop certain things, and also the pace is important as well, because, you know, like you try to pace it out and try to, like, you know, move and destroy things along the way. So that is one of the reasons why I really, you know, like the kind of Inarius build when to pop the mages. Like, you know, initially without the gear, I find it really, really hard to maintain the number of mages, even 4 after the redesign, rather than 10. You know, and I could pop up to 10 as well, but, you know, I have got to have quite a lot of gear to support the kind of build that I want, and that's fantastic, because at the end of the day, gear are supposed to change the way they play a hero. Not just like, you know, collecting Paragon point and getting like 5 intelligence and 5 intelligence kind of, like, you know, things. So it made me really, really like the class itself, and I don't think this is the end of me playing the Rathma set. I'll still continue to sort of, like, you know, play as and when I sort of like want to play a bit of Rathma. But yeah, I mean, that is the real reason why I really enjoy the Necromancer DLC. I mean, that is the 2 build I like. Like I mentioned before, the Tragor build is not something that I really can do. I've done some of the set dungeon, have a feel about how to trade off the health versus the the damage output and stuff like that. So, but that is not really my cup of tea as of now. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll try my best to to do something about Tragor. And Preston is also another build that I found that a little bit of missed opportunity, because I think it would be nice if there are more set to it, like, you know, like more build variety. But although having said that, Necromancer already have a lot of different build variety as we speak. So yeah. That is all the good thing I would like to talk about the Necromancer DLC. But of course, I do have some area that I feel, you know, maybe Blizzard can improve upon as well. But let me just get me some tea first. Been talking for quite a while. Yeah, so you're looking at the Guardians. If I Land of the Dead, of course, it's quite reliable. But there are also moments whereby I don't have Land of the Dead, because the Elite prior to the Guardian was pretty hard with all the very bad affixes I want to get through. I will just burn my Land of the Dead, the big kind of like cooldown anyway. So I think with that said, this is the normal riff. I'm going to just do a, like, you know, relax and chill out and stuff like that, which is nice, because part 2 of this video is how I feel. I hope that Blizzard could kind of, like, you know, change things a little bit. I think all the builds I play are very much centered towards Land of the Dead, which is nothing wrong. It's a very fun kind of like power, coupled with other things. You can use the corpse to do corp lance, you can use the corpse to sort of like regenerate essence, like for this Rathma build and so on. But I think there should be other variety like Army of the Dead as well that make it more fun as a variety to say. If I say, well, let's not do Land of the Dead, are there any other options? You know, right now there aren't, but it'll be good if there is. And also sometimes I find that the mages or the skeleton, maybe because of the pathfinding or whatnot, they just stand there not doing anything, although they're next to the boss itself. So if the mages or the pet can be a little bit smarter, that'll be quite good as well, at least on my book. Sometimes it's very frustrating. I look at it, come on mage, do something. You know, I spend like the whole essence spawn you guys, so that is one thing. Pestilent build, supposed to center about curses and empowering certain like sphere power, but somehow I haven't really got to see the full potential unlocked. Maybe just me, I haven't really found anything, but so far I haven't really heard anywhere in the internet whereby you can build something great from Pestilent's kind of like a set. But it would be nice if that become an option as well. And golems, I mean, I think during the leveling, my wife and I both love having the golem around because, man, I mean, this a very huge guy, and with the what is a mortar bomb? Is it one of the big? Yeah, so one of the gear that he will constantly drop corpse. I don't know how he does it, but it's like he's constantly pooping some corpse from his whatever. So I thought it was really fun with the golem, but sad that none of the end game really used the golem as part of the build kind of thing. So it would be nice if there are some builds that can center around the golem and make it really, really exciting to to use. I mean, I find that would be very, very interesting. And also, I mean, it's just a little bit different from, nothing wrong with the mage and the skeleton. I think the combo is just fine, but just something else rather than the mage and skeleton as a pet class. Maybe some golem would be rather nice. But I mean, all in all, I'm very happy. So I think just to recap, I think 14.99 in the current kind of standard with a very fun class to play. And not to forget to mention that Blizzard, when they built the Necromancer DLC, they've also created quite a number of maps and bounty that is free kind of thing. So I feel like supporting them in some way, because if they are not continuing to be a viable business model, then they may not continue to sort of improve the game, right? However, if it's still a good viable business model, they will just keep making the game better and better and better. And I think for those people, like community-wise, those who enjoy playing Diablo 3, it's kind of good as well. So I mean, I hope to continue seeing quite a number of this kind of free content upgrade, because it's being funded by some other content that fans will continue to support. And I think that is where I sort of come from. Now, I would like to see new classes coming along. That would be really, really good, because I think if every 2 seasons or so there will be new classes, a brand new class that come out, I would definitely get a DLC. I mean, I wouldn't think too hard on that one. I was just talking conspiracy theory with some of my friends over lunch, is that I'm seeing some kind of bounty in this game right now that have like a druid, like the girl with the enter kind of thing. So we are speculating, maybe just maybe the next class will be druid. That would be pretty fantastic. I think I'll definitely sort of like support that. And who knows, maybe there are also others as well. I think some talk about Amazon. I mean, I haven't replayed Diablo 2 that much, but I wouldn't really mind playing some of these like character or heroes, and they can always create something new as well. I mean, this is like an evil world that require quite a fair bit of like taking down the monster and whatnot. So I don't think they should stop at just whatever is being created in Diablo 2, but they should just create something new, something different. And I think that would be, I mean, the longevity of the game will be there. So now, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you are finding the game as well, the Necromancer DLC. And yeah, I hope to see you again. Maybe my wife and I may do something different, maybe farming some kind of like with my witch doctor. All right, see you next time. Goodbye.